approximately 6 to 7 months when all schools were shut down due to the coronavirus pandemic. Schools have resumed. Let's go inside to see how students will interact with their peers and teachers. It has been very interesting seeing students back to their schools, actually interacting with their peers and of course their teachers, who always like being with their students. But we have seen restrictions that have been announced by the Ministry of Education that students will adhere to, that include the compulsory wearing of face masks, the interaction between teachers and students, of course, having social distancing being observed. So we're here today at Daddy Job Senior Secondary School, being in the classroom, seeing how students are seated with their face masks.
Madi Jaju, a teacher at Daddy Job Senior Secondary School, highlighted on the social distancing guideline. He said it will be difficult to observe the social distancing rule as students must interact during break periods or while coming to school. The only time this can be effective may be in the classrooms by reducing the size of the classes.
I'm not sure it will be possible because considering the fact that, to control the students themselves, to ask them to keep a social distance is going to be very difficult for them.
The Ministry of Education extends school hours for all students across the country. Students are expected to be at school from Mondays to Saturdays. This is expected to recover the missing lessons students missed due to the coronavirus pandemic. The reopening of schools, however, comes with restriction measures to avoid the spread of coronavirus. These measures include the compulsory wearing of face masks, avoiding direct contact of teachers and students, and reducing the size of the classes. Mr. Diba, the acting principal of the Job Senior Secondary School, stressed on the difficulties he is facing on making sure that all students adhere to the rules and regulations of the COVID-19 guidelines outlined by the WHO. Mr. Diba appealed to all parents and guardians to help them on making sure that all students put on masks while coming to school.
To my surprise, some students come without face mask, which is not correct because it has already been informed. They have already been informed that they should go home with face mask. They should come to school with face mask. If you are sewing uniform for your child, make sure you sew 2 face masks. It's for your own protection and the child and the community. So in the morning, I find it very tough. But those who are here without face mask, they have to go and get a face mask.
Talking to us was Mohamed Toure, a senior teacher who lamented on the importance of social distancing, wearing of face masks, and avoiding direct contact of students and teachers. He stressed that students need to be guided. He added that students who were not on face masks were asked to go home, and even teachers. He appealed to all teachers and students to cooperate with the administration to follow the COVID-19 guideline as outlined by the government. We should all adhere to these regulations as it's not for the government, it's for ourselves.
Well, it's possible provided there is cooperation among teachers and students because students need to be guided. Okay, you're like in our homes. If we're not guided by our parents, we'll go disarray. So therefore, it is possible actually. This morning we talked to them, we tell the importance of using face masks, and we are watching them. We said those who have face masks should go home, and they went home.
Mariam Jallo, a grade 12 student at the Job Senior Secondary School, talks about the struggles they went through by studying on their own during the COVID-19 school break. She lamented on the low supply of electricity in the Gambia, which make it hard to study at home without power. She advised all Gambians to take COVID-19 seriously and know that COVID-19 is real and deadly. As expectations are high on the grade 12 students, Mariam advised her fellow students to be more attentive.
And we have been struggling on our own studies and all that, and we have seen the light also, the electricity system in the Gambia. We literally try to study all the time, but there will be no light, and you can't be in your house, no light, the heat, and aside, we have this coronavirus pandemic stress on us.
Usman Edrame, a councillor, said He is happy that he is back to school, as he never thought he was going back to school, especially at this particular time. He added that students going to school 6 days in a week will really favor them, as it will help recover the missing lessons. He believes if all students read their books harder and focus, they can all come out with good grades.
I feel so excited because I'm back to school for education again, because we never thought that we are coming to school again on this particular time. So I'm very excited about it.
Aji Mariseka, also a student, said the COVID had really affected them as they missed a lot of classes. According to Aji, learning do not stop in the four corners of the classroom. She urged her fellow students to concentrate and read their books. She said the online class was not effective as many students do not have access to internet, television, or even radio. She is hoping that teachers will consider all this and repeat back what was taught during the COVID-19 break.
Okay, we are going to face a lot of challenges because we have lost a lot of period and subject that will affect us. But in my understanding is that we should be concentrated and know that learning do not stop only at schools. Let's concentrate and read our books, have online classes which will help us to improve ourselves.